Hey there, it's Tricia with Easy Emini Trade, and I wanted to go over Friday how you could have traded that. It was a really strong trending day, so I want to give you a couple ideas on how you could trade that. And I'll be doing a webinar on Thursday, this Thursday the 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern. Anybody who registers, if they're unable to attend, will get the recording of it. But we'll go over the counter channel setup, we'll go over the kaboom, and I'll go over how to determine support and resistance. It seems a lot of people have questions with how to do that, so I thought I would go over that as well. So I did not have the room on Friday because I don't have the room on Friday, but I thought it would be helpful to go over how you could have traded, a move that was already happening. So I hope you find it helpful. And if you'd like more info on the setups, you can go to www.easyemintrade.com. So I will go over the NQ. You can apply this to anything and everything that you're trading. And I still will do a video on the setups that we took last week in the room. I just wanted to get this done first because I got a lot of questions from people over the weekend. So here's our open. I don't do anything, or I wouldn't do anything if I were you guys off the open, but it's totally up to you. So what I do is I just let it pick a direction and then look for a setup. We did have news at 10 on Friday. It was existing home sales. So you, of course, would have to determine what you're going to do around news. So right here, price is already moving lower off the open. And at that point, you would be looking for a pullback. And I like to see a pullback to the moving average that we use, and then I use a couple small moving averages, and this is all in the ebook, so you guys can just review the old webinar recordings if you've got them, or on pullbacks you can go to my homepage on my website and that video will help you with those. So anyway, everything's in line to take that here as a pullback here at 9:39. If you missed it, you get another pullback opportunity here at 9:40. And again, I'm always looking at the smaller moving averages for pullback because I want this little one, the 6 EMA, to basically be the leader. And also you can use the other. I've got it colored with the slope, and you could watch to make sure that that is coloring in the right direction. Like here you can see it's blue. You get another pullback here. I would pass on this one at 9:44 for a couple reasons. News at 10, of course, but even if there wasn't news, you can see here when we get the smaller moving average basically leading and the other moving average starting to head in the correct direction, meaning lower, because we're looking to take a short. It's created, like if you get in under the bar that I've got marked here, you've got a large amount of distance between where you would be getting in and where that moving average is. So the concern would be is that you get in and then it decides to retrace back to that moving average, and if it did that, then you would stop out. So I would have opted to pass on that one. Also, the thing about pullbacks, generally pullback number 1 works, pullback number 2 can work, pullback number 3 can work, but it usually has less follow through, so you might want to keep that in mind. Here you do get a kaboom setup, but you've got news at 10. And this is at 10:01, so up to you if it was enough time. Some people wait 5 minutes, some people wait 10 minutes. It's totally up to you. But you do get the kaboom setting up, and what I would be looking for is I would look to the area that it last held and then use a little bit higher than that just to get an idea of where price might stall. So I would likely use the area here. It didn't quite hit that, but enough to get you your 2 points at least. Here you do get a MACD setup as well. Everything's in line to take it. I didn't mark that one. Here we go. And it's hard to tell now, after the fact what the moving average slopes were doing, which direction they were going. This one looks like everything was not in line. If it was, then great. You could have taken it there as a kaboom setup. And again, I would be looking to the area to our left that last held, and then determine if there's enough space or not. And then obviously it keeps going. If you felt like there wasn't enough room here to take the kaboom, either one of these, then you did get an opportunity to take a counter channel setup here. And what you're looking for is you're looking for the close outside the channel, and all the settings are still the same as what's in the ebook. It's just that they're put on the range chart, the counter channel. Also, if you use the ADX DMI, if you wanted to change your settings to 9, if you're using them on a range chart, change them from 5, then you can just use the ADX off that and not have to use an ADX off a 1-minute chart. And so with this counter channel setup here at 10:14, I again would be a little leery of the areas that held to the left. So you may have opted to pass on that one until it broke through this vicinity right here of the 15 area. And also, I know I mentioned this, but I'm going to mention it again. The setup seems to be more powerful when the ADX is actually coming from under the DMIs before it crosses above 20. Okay, so you might want to just keep that in mind. So here you get a kaboom at 10:32, and again you'd have to determine if there's enough space here for you to want to take it. Again, just looking to the left. A couple of things that you can look at, because you never know when the move is over, obviously. Is it now going to start to go sideways and then try to change its bias and have a bigger retracement? What you could do is you can look on your broader view, and you can see that we've got a really strong slope on our moving average on our bigger picture here. So I wouldn't be at that point too concerned with it, not being able to continue lower. Generally what you'll find when it starts to level out is you'll see that price will start to trade on both sides of the moving average on the broader view, and then also you'll notice that moving average will start to flatten out. It doesn't mean that it still won't try to take a couple little moves lower, but once you start to see that, generally you won't get any more of these, like a strong continuing move like this. It'll be a little more choppy, so you might find that helpful. So 10:32, otherwise you could have taken, if you didn't take that as a kaboom setup because you were thinking that maybe it would hold the area here that it previously held, you could look for a pullback once it starts to move. So it starts to move, breaks this area, pulls back here, and moving averages, small moving averages are good to go there, so you enter in. And I always use a buy stop or sell stop. The thing about pullbacks or even the counter channel setups is that it doesn't have to be the exact bar. It could be that bar or the next bar. Just don't let it get too far away from that moving average before you take it. 11:07, you got a counter channel setup, or you had the opportunity for a pullback here. So everything was in line for either the pullback here at 11:01 or the counter channel. Now, this may have been too fast. I was already gone for the day, so I don't know how fast this was, but it looks like this may have been really fast. Like, I don't think you could have gotten your order in time. If you put a buy stop or sell stop in and price already trades through, in this case a sell stop trades through it, you can always put a limit order in and hope that price trades back up to it, but it's got to have to be within a bar or two of getting the setup, otherwise just pass on it. And then you've got the round number of 2,700, so that would be the area that you'd be looking at for price to hold. Obviously it didn't, it busted right through, but nonetheless it's there, and I would definitely have been aware of it if I was trading at that time. I'll just go over a couple here during like the doldrums. Here you got the kaboom setup again at 11:41. I would be looking to the area here to the left because it held a couple times, so I would determine if there was enough space, at least to that point, to take it, and there was, and then you're pleasantly surprised if you're already in and it takes another nosedive lower. If for whatever reason you didn't take that, you were concerned about support, you did get a counter channel set up here at 11:47. And again, I'm not telling anybody to trade during lunch. I'm just wanted to point them out because there was a lot of movement and a lot of opportunity on Friday. Here again, 12:07, a kaboom setup. Look to the left. Again, this area held a couple times, so you would likely be looking at that general area again. And then if you didn't take that, then you've got another opportunity for a counter setup at 12:49. Okay, so I hope that helps. And if you have any questions, just send me an email. But the information for the webinar, just go to my website and choose the webinar tab. Okay, so I will follow up at some point today with a video of last week's trades. I'll try to keep up with that. I just had a busy weekend, so everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.